Okay, this last method I'm going to talk about for multiplying polynomials is really just for someone who likes to do it right there, doesn't want to reorganize, doesn't want to rewrite all this information out. It's pretty much the distributive method that I talked about in one of my other videos, but really just done without rearranging or writing things out. So it's kind of like a shortcut step, really. So it's really just negating the second step, or the first step in the distributive property, which is writing it all out. So what you need to know here is that whenever I'm multiplying polynomials, that every term must multiply every other term in the other polynomial. So that means x in this first term, okay, this first quantity here, must multiply every term in here, and the 2 must multiply every term in here, okay? And then that term means that all the numbers will have multiplied each other all together. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to think about this in my head. So I'm going to take x, and I'm going to multiply it by these 2 terms first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute them one at a time. So distribute the x first. So when I distribute the x, I get x times 2x minus 5, which gives me x times 2x, which is 2x squared. Distribute the x to the negative 5 now, so x times negative 5 gives you negative 5x. Okay, now that I've taken the x and multiplied everything in here, I'm now done with that, and now I move to the next term in this first. Okay, I'm always looking at the first one in this case. I'm looking at this first one, I'm going to move to the other term. So now I'm distributing this positive 2. So distribute this positive 2 everything, I get positive 2, so 2 times 2x is positive 4x, and 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. So all we're doing here is that this method doesn't really give you an organized way of looking at your information that you're multiplying. And this method, a lot of people have taught just this way, kind of just do the x's times each other and the 2's times each other and forget all the middle terms. But it is a shortcut, and it will work. So you get 2x squared, so now all you got to do is combine your like terms, which are negative 5x and a positive 4x. So I get 2x squared minus 1x minus 10, and lo and behold, there you go. I've got my answer, which is 2x squared minus x minus 10. And that is just another method of doing it. It's just a shorter, quicker way. I usually don't recommend doing it until you truly understand the distributive way or the grid way, and then you'll understand that really all you're doing is multiplying these values by everyone over here and this value by everyone over here. So let's go to a new problem. Okay, so this value, the answer is 2x squared minus 1x minus 10. So let's do another one. Okay, so again, I'm going to leave this x plus 2 in the first one here. And I'm going to next the other one, x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okay? So again, all you need to remember here is that every term in here must multiply every term in here. So the x must multiply all the numbers in here, and the 2 must multiply all the numbers in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start with the x. So x, I'm going to start multiplying every term in here. So essentially, I'm just looking at distributing the x first, then distributing the 2, and writing them all together. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 3x is positive 3x squared. X times negative 1 is negative 1x. Okay, and then I go to the 2. So now the x multiplied everything here, so now let's take the 2 and multiply everything here. So positive 2 times everything in here, so I get plus 2x squared. So 2 times the positive 3x, which is plus 6x. And 2 times the negative 1 is negative 2. Now the thing I want to point out to you is that the other methods are neat, organized ways, and usually when we went through and did them, that you find like terms right next to each other. This method, what you're going to find is that you're going to have to go through the problems, that they're going to be jumbled up. So what I'm looking for now is, are there any other x cubes in the problem? And if you take a look at it quickly, no, there aren't. So x cubed is going to be the final answer here. And now I have x squared, so I'm going to look, are there any other x squared? So I have a 3x squared and a positive 2x squared. And usually when I do this method, okay, I'll cross them out once I'm done with them. So I have 3x squared and positive 2x squared, which makes a positive 5x squared. And so I'm done with those, so I've reduced those. And then the next thing I have is a negative 1x and a positive 6x, so that makes a positive 5x. So again, I'll cross those out. So now, lo and behold, what you have is that my last term is a negative 2. Which doesn't have any other like terms. So my final answer to this one is x cubed plus 5x squared plus 5x minus 2. So what I want you to note here is that this is just a shortcut to the other two. if you're someone who can just grasp the concept quickly and easily, that this is a much shorter way to do it, but the grid method is someone who likes the organization. And I hope you notice that it is quicker if you take a look at the time and length of my video. It obviously is quicker than the others. So I hope that helps than doing your homework. So good luck.